Andrew Matusik. I'm a New York image creator, i.e. photographer. Started photography 15 years ago, and it was traveling. I was doing a lot of traveling in my 20s, and I just have a degree in painting. I would say a painter by passion and a photographer by trade. At least that's how it started. But as I got into it, I merged painting and photography together, and I started using the digital media to actually create what I would call digital art. I call it fashion art because I'm mostly a fashion photographer, do a lot of celebrity ad campaigns, that kind of stuff. But I guess essentially my generation, that is a computer generation, even though I train under analog, I just am drawn to the digital media, and I am trying to push the boundaries of that digital media to create images that this new platform allows us to I guess, explore. It is the medium of our generation, and I'm right in the front lines, in the trenches, like pushing the systems as far as they can go and trying to make a new dialogue of images.
And so what do you call this new dialogue? Is it fusion, and is this your niche in the you're the only one who does this, and you work with CGI as well?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, what it was everyone okay, I'm doing a story next week, and everyone does these underwater shoots. And what I want to do is I want to create an underwater ballet. And so I'm thinking, why do people keep limiting themselves? Like the hair, the makeup, and the styling is all sacrificed when you stick it underwater, and the production variables are very difficult. And in my mind, I think I'm more like a movie maker, it's making stuff like Lord of the Rings. I use miniatures, I use CGI, I use kind of what we call a green screen, which is just a white screen in still photography, and I composite it together. But then all the backdrops are equally taken from all over the world. I shot a whole story in the south of France in LA. I shot the models in LA. I had already shot all the backdrops in Provence, and I already had it all figured out, the lighting, everything like that. So for the last couple of years, I've been making fantasy scapes. I've been doing location photography that I didn't have to do the location. I had a celebrity, and celebrities you get about 4 hours with. And how do you do a dramatic desert shoot that, I had locations that would have taken about 4 days to shoot and about a $200,000 budget. And I was able to create in the studio this fantastic, desert story. It was actually an alien UFO chaser story. And it's fantastically seamless, black and white. And then sometimes I do fantasy. I did this whole homage to Magritte. I don't know if you can see this kind of stuff.
That is beautiful.
And the idea is all the backdrops and the ocean and the skies. These skies are from Paris. This castle is from London. The rock is just from a little bluff in Venice, California. The waves are from Manhattan Beach in California. The model shot in the studio. And, anything's possible. This is the kind of stuff that people see as fantasy, but I also can do things that are basic reality based. And it doesn't really matter. The technical advantages of digital are, just practical in this day and age. So that's one aspect of it. But then when I get to be free and I don't have to worry about giving styling credits and worrying about what hair, makeup products we're trying to push for the magazines, I get to be creative. I get to do what I call fusion. And this is the stuff that we're showing in galleries now. It's like I have my commercial fashion, but fusion is taking the landscapes and all the imagery that I shot 10 years ago and fusing it with my artistic background in painting, using these technologies like this drawing tablet here, which I actually can paint on the screen. I get to be a painter again, but my medium is the digital medium. I don't have to go in my studio and use wax. I used to do caustics. I now just take all these past images, and I take the stuff that I shoot in the studio, and then I take textures and I blend it all together, and I create what I call fusion, which is just the fusing of my past, the present, and my classical training to create images. The fusion, which is the combination of my painterly background with my image creation present, the digital media, And just this basic concept of all these textures sometimes are pulled from my landscapes that I shot 10 years ago. Sometimes I throw in the desert and everything. And basically this is what I consider my digital fashion art. And then, but for tonight's gallery show, which is at the Damon Dash Gallery, I've done something completely different because the gallery was doing an exhibition on sexual confidence. And the idea is a lot of my work is not that sexually oriented, but I happen to be, when they were giving me the gallery theme, I just happened to be shooting one of the girls next door, a playmate. The show's at the Damon Dash Gallery in Tribeca, and it's tonight. I think you'll be there to cover it. It's a group show, and the whole theme of the show was sexual confidence. And I am a proponent of taking images and using the digital medium to create I don't know, it's kind of it's a kaleidoscope. It's a floral design. It has a sexual connotation because it's basically floral, kind of like Georgia O'Keeffe, but in a very digital way. And I've taken body parts that were asexual, and I've made them the petals. And I've taken like legs and just different aspects of female anatomy, and the way I've fused them together into these images has created the sexual content of being a flower.